Asma's asking about current assessments that I would recommend. So I'm going to take a few minutes to answer that question. Hi, I'm Dr. Megan, and I guide people in growing, learning, and cultivating connection and curiosity. And I've been talking about some of the issues with the assessments that are currently used in the field of behavior analysis and sometimes education, especially when we're looking at our clients who have an autism diagnosis. I haven't really recommended any sort of alternatives because of certain issues with these assessments. When it comes to choosing assessments, I have a process that I talk about in one of my trainings where I determine a core assessment for the client based on different client characteristics, such as how old they are, what types of skills they need to be working on, how long they've been receiving intervention, the various skills that they've learned while they've been receiving intervention, etc. So that's how I choose which assessment I'm going to use. And then I typically adjust the assessments based on trying to make them more neurodiversity affirming and strength based. I'm actually in the process of putting together my own assessment and programming for hopefully public use at some point, preferably before the end of the year. I've been working on it in my head and on paper for a little while, and I can't wait to share it with everyone once it's finished. But in the meantime, the assessments that I typically use with my clients are the Early Start Denver model for younger learners, and I have some trainings on that and other naturalistic developmental behavioral interventions. Then usually for older, even for clients who are 2 or 3, if they're performing well and they're ready for more intensive language development, and then for clients older, 4, 5, etc., I will use PEAK to develop their programming and to assess them, because PEAK is more comprehensive and I can use it for many, many years typically. I don't use the VB map or the ABLES. Sometimes I will use Essentials for Living or Assessment of Functional Living Skills for clients who maybe are a little bit older or where I need to break down their progress a little bit more. And sometimes I will use the Inventory of Good Learner Repertoires, the IGLR, for clients who might be engaging in higher levels of distressed or challenging behavior and might need more of a focus on building learner skills. So in short, I mostly use Early Start Denver model and PEAK. As I've mentioned, pretty much all of the assessments have similar issues in that they're trying to normalize and put children into boxes, and they're not strength-based. So even within using those, I have to make adjustments, but those are the ones that I have found to be the most helpful in developing effective interventions. If you like this discussion on assessment, definitely give me a follow. I also have a resource on my website that summarizes the various different assessment and programming options, gives a little bit of a description about who I use those materials with and why. So if you would like that, feel free to DM me and I will send you the link.